Hey guys, what's this called? It's Chelsea at the movies! Yay!
So we went and saw A Dog's Way Home the other night in an attempt to go see a feel-good movie.
Yeah, I did feel good about myself because I didn't make this movie.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
I did not want to see this movie.
Well, as we've discussed, Rachel has a Grinch heart. And,
Right.
I have a Care Bear tender heart.
Right.
And so I was in a particularly bad mood this day.
Yeah.
And
there weren't a lot of choices.
I was like, hey, let's go see this movie. Because the audience score was pretty high for it.
Audience score was high, yeah.
And the
I think
Rotten Tomatoes score wasn't like terribly low.
It was like 53 is what I want to say. I'm not sure.
And we had just seen two other movies that we liked that had low critic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's give this a shot. Immediately regretted it as soon as the movie started.
Go wait or skip, Kelsey.
Yeah, skip this movie. This is not a good movie in any way, shape, or form. The best I can say about this movie is that it's not very long, and then it's over.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say skip as well. Even for movies of this kind of genre or bent, whatever you want to call, like, it just wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Like, it was just not a good movie.
It was not a good movie. It wasn't a good movie. And that's the end of the show.
Spoilers, a good chunk of this movie was told from the viewpoint of the dog. And one of my biggest complaints is that although at times they tried to have the viewpoint of the dog be like, oh, then we play Don't Chew the Shoes game, because like a dog doesn't know things, right? Then later in the movie, the dog is like, could I survive another winter? It's already been 2 winters. And I was like, wait a minute, this dog knows the seasons and it knows how to count? Like, I don't understand. So they went back and forth with how they were playing that character in the movie.
Yeah.
Really bad CGI, like right at the beginning. And I get that, like, you can't have dogs and cats maybe all together. I guess you can't have even trained animals can't be all together. Obviously, you can't have, like, again, I thought training would take care of this, but I guess you can't have a trained cougar and a dog hanging out together. But the CGI was pretty, like, noticeable.
Yeah. I think telling for me was when I came home and tried to discuss the concepts in the movie with my dog Leia, and like she wouldn't even talk about it. That should tell you how bad it is.
The storyline was like, I thought from the trailers it made it look like the dog like ran away like after a squirrel, and that did happen in the movie, but that's not how the dog got away. Like, they did like really stupid things in this movie. Like, the movie started out with like a guy tearing down some houses to rebuild on top, but there were abandoned cats and dogs living underneath the foundation. And I guess he was just going to build on top of them. And this guy, he's like, oh, you can't do that. Animal control doesn't remove them. Like, says they're removed, I guess, but they're not. This guy doesn't remove them himself.
I feel like
he's just like, you can't build here.
He started a war with the neighbor.
Yeah.
This movie could have also been titled Natural Consequences to Poor Choices. I feel like that's mostly what it was.
Just go remove the cats. Hey, like, if you love the cats so much.
If you can't have a dog where you live,
their lease was going to get broke.
I don't know, find like another way to.
Or you can't have a pit bull like in Denver, I guess. Like in the city limits.
That's dumb, Denver. So, like, if that's true, that's dumb.
They end up like moving to Golden, but in the meantime, they have to like have their dog. They have their dog go live with somebody so it was in New Mexico. So
one of those states that aren't Texas.
400 miles. But regardless, I was like, that's a really long ways away. And like, anyway, it's just like lots of like.
Later in the movie, the dog has a choice to make where he could either leave his newfound friend, a cougar, or go back to the dumb people. And I was like, you should just stay with the cougar. This is a better idea for you. This cougar is your family, not these dumb people. That's what I think. I did like what the dog would call the cougar Big Kitten. I thought that was cute. Like, there were some cute times in this movie. But immediately when the movie started, I was like, this dialogue is terrible. I hate it.
Yes, the dialogue was like really bad. The guy that owned the dog had like a really like, no, like I was like, why is this character here? Like, it was just there because the dog needed an owner. Like, it didn't pull me in. There was a storyline in the middle of the movie with like a curmudgeon of an old man. I don't know why it was there because they completely villainized this old man.
I feel like the filmmakers.
I was like, why is this in there?
One of the most amazing things about this movie is that at the end of it, we found out that it was actually a book, and I was like, "This is a children's book? I don't understand. What was this book about?"
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to bust your chops. Like, if you like this kind of whatever movie, because that's who was targeted. I didn't realize it was, based on the trailers, it was targeted at a certain kind of person who goes sees a certain kinds of movies that we usually don't see. Like, we don't make a point to go see. So one of the example of the genre are like Christian films. Both of us are Christian, but we don't. That's not really our cup of tea. So if that's your thing and like you like this movie, that's fine. Like, it's fine for you to like this movie. What we're saying is to skip it if you didn't see it because it's not good. If that ain't your thing, then don't go see this movie.
Yeah.
Also, this is not like a Christian movie. Although, also found out that it was, I think, produced by T.D. Jakes, who I think is in the Dallas area. He's a like semi-famous in that sphere pastor of some mega church. Anyway, didn't like the movie. Wish I hadn't gone and seen it.
We totally wish we hadn't gone and seen it. Like
immediately. Seldom am I at a movie and it starts and I'm like,
and I told myself when it started, I was like, this looks bad. And I was like, Rachel, no, have an open mind. Have your heart open. This can be like a lovely night. In the movie, no. Like, it was, I regretted going seeing it. I didn't feel good after.
We went and saw Alpha and reviewed it.
And we were like, that's not the greatest movie, but that movie was a lot better.
That made Alpha look like an Oscar nominee.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Anyway. The only good thing I can say about this movie is that they had a little, like, not side story, but foundational story where it was, they had veterans in the movie and kind of dealt with PTSD, depression, like all the things that veterans come back from, like, overseas over war.
The movie had like some elements in it that could have been made into a good movie. I just think the filmmakers, maybe they're younger. I don't know the situation.
I just think they couldn't flesh out the dialogue. So even at the beginning, they had like a love interest for the guy. But I'm telling you, this guy was almost like non-consequential to the whole movie, and she kept taking jabs at him. Where I was like, why does she keep like making fun of this guy? Like, you know, like for no reason. Like it just, they didn't take the time to flesh out like the characters. And again, most of the movie was spent following this dog. So.
Anyway, instead of going and seeing that movie, what you could do is stay at home and watch Chelsea at the movies. Yay! And you know what's even also as good as that is liking, comment, and subscribing. I don't know why it was so hard for me to say all that this time.
All right, do you like a freeze frame that kind of represents your face in this movie?